you remember when it first started? September, love was changing the minds, tender, while chasing the clouds away.
Welcome to Remember When, the show that literally asks the question, remember when? On this episode, I asked the question, remember when video games were fun? The old school stuff like Super Mario Brothers, hell, even Q*bert. I can go back as far as ColecoVision, maybe even Atari, to find my greatest stress relievers of when I was that age. But today, it's not just about video games. We're going to talk about when video games were so big, they were made into cartoons. Yes, and there were a lot of them. So, without further ado, let's dive into my top 10 list of what I think are the best cartoons that first started out as video games. Number 10. Okay, let's start with something seriously awesome. Video Power. When Nintendo Power Magazine didn't come to your doorstep, or you couldn't call the 900 number to get tips, this was the only way you could get them. Johnny Arcade and Video Power, giving you the tips to play the games that you love. And this one gets a pass because it had a cartoon in it starring video game characters, so this is why I count this. Number 10 is the Power Team and Video Power. Mostly acclaimed games that I didn't play much, but, you know, it was cute for what it was. So I give it to this one, and it was always cute to see Johnny Arcade playing those games, and even if some of the tips were wrong, don't believe me, look them up. Video Powers, number 10. Number 9. Now here's one where video games were in its infancy. I'm talking about the likes of Q*bert, Frogger, Donkey Kong Jr., and anything else that came out in the very early 80s. They came out with a game show. I call it a game show because, you know, it's video games and it's a show. And when do you remember Mario being the bad guy? I'm talking about Saturday Supercade, and this is what I woke up to see. This is when I was a kid. I woke up, I wanted to play video games, I wanted to watch video games, and I had to see this. When I woke up in the morning, I had to see Q*bert jumping around like that. I had to see Donkey Kong Jr. get his thing on. I had to see Mario try to get the girl. This was way too much fun. And that right there, Donkey Kong Jr. on a motorcycle. That was it. Seriously, that was it. Donkey Kong Jr. on a motorcycle. That was my thing. Saturday Supercade, number 9. Number 8. I don't know how many of my friends didn't like watching this one growing up. I picked Legend of Zelda to be this spot because it was definitely worth it. It's worthwhile to watch, and the fact that you had to get up and see this only on Fridays as part of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show block. I mean, the music was iconic, part of Nintendo, the sound effects were straight out of the game, and seriously, Zelda was hot! I mean, I can't help but look at her, but anyway, getting off topic. Legend of Zelda was a great cartoon about Link and Zelda's escapades, and I had to love every minute of it. For right here, right now, Legend of Zelda is my number 8 choice.
Good job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
Number 7. This one right here shattered my conception of what cartoons could be for video games. I mean, this was one of the best anime I had seen for its time, and based off one of the hottest games I've ever played, Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, whichever version you liked, this was the game to play, and I'd like to think I was pretty good at it, but, you know, I suffered my share of defeats. And I know it's an anime, because I know a lot of you thinking, but Ness Man, you said top 10 cartoons that were video games! Yeah. Well, that depends on your depiction of video games and cartoons as a whole, and then video games and anime as a whole. Cartoons versus anime! Yeah, that's a discussion for another day. This was animation, I count it, this is my choice. And besides, who didn't love seeing Felicia rock that look? I mean, honestly, when I think of Night Warriors and I think of the anime, I can't help but watch it. It was only about a 4-episode OAV, but it was worth it. It was definitely well worth it. You got to see some of your favorite Darkstalker characters like Dimitri, Morrigan. You got to see Bushiman, I believe his name was. I forgot. I can't remember. John Talbane, Felicia. Oh, and let's not forget Edgy McBroodlord over there. I'm referring to Donovan because he's like, I must fight the darkness in me. I can't. I will use this dark power to save others. I mean, you're using your dark powers to fight against those that are dark because half the blood in you is dark. Did I say dark enough? Dark. You know, so, I mean, your average fighting style anime has to have at least one Edgy McBroodlord, and it's Donovan. I can't stress enough how much I hate that guy. But right here, right now, Darkstalkers is number 7. Number 6. I love how this one was short, simple, and to the point. Straight out of the video game plot. Ghost monsters try to eat PacMan. And this is the only cartoon in America that you'll probably ever see that the creatures or monsters have a fetish. They want to eat the main character on a regular basis. And they talked about how much they love eating him. There's even one episode where he goes, I like chopping on the real thing when someone offers some Pac pancakes. But PacMan is number 6. Number 5. Okay, you know we had to get to this one. You know I could not have a top 10 list of video game-based cartoons without having the Master of Speed, or the Master of Faster, as some people like to call him, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, I know, it's low on the list, it's number 5, but bear with me, this is my list. You know, Sonic was awesome. I'm not going to show the other crappy version of this, which was on Channel 11 in my neck of the woods. And the Fox version was okay. It retold the story of the original games of Adventure 1 and 2. But I love this one. This was gritty. This was on the edge. This was drama. This was action. And it existed in a post-apocalyptic world where Robotnik had already taken over. That was gritty for a Saturday morning cartoon. That's why I give Sonic the Hedgehog the top 5 spot right here. It's number 5. I love this cartoon and everything. Number 4. Okay, this one right here made me want to just play Super Mario Bros. 3 again and again and again. And when I was a kid, that was one of the hardest games I'd ever played. And it was cute. You know, this time, this furthers the adventures of Super Mario Bros. Super Show, showing off Bowser's Koopa kids, which gave it more energy, I think. It gave it more excitement, gave it more style. So, for that reason and that reason mainly, I give this spot to Super Mario Bros. 3. Number 3. Okay, shoutouts to the late, great Captain Lou Albano and Danny Wells. The best, in my opinion, depiction of Mario and Luigi. The reason why this makes the top 3rd spot, number 3, is because I couldn't just sit by and ignore this one. When I was a kid, I grew up, I watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which also had the Legend of Zelda cartoon on Fridays, as previously mentioned. And that rap! Seriously, the opening rap for this cartoon, I tried to do this with friends, I failed like chump, but hey, it increased my skills today. But yeah, the cartoon was so cute. It depicted the adventures of Super Mario Brothers and from Super Mario's 1 and 2. Though, let's be real here, we do remember that Super Mario Brothers 2, most of these creatures were commanded by Wart, not Bowser. That was the one thing the cartoon got wrong, but we didn't care! It was Super Mario Brothers! And that's why it's number 3! Super Mario Brothers Super Show. God rest their souls. I'll miss you guys. Number 2. Now we get to the action. Now we get to the blood-pumping action that is number 2. We're almost there, and we gotta wrap this up with some serious hardcore fighting machinery. The Mega Man himself. Mega Man. Because what was better than a super fighting robot that you wanted to aspire to be like? What was better than the video game series that launched a generation of title after title after title? One of the greatest, if not the greatest, arguably, video game hero of all time. Mega Man is absolutely legendary. No one who has heard of video games hasn't heard of Mega Man. And this cartoon, done by Ruby Spears, was amazing. The voice acting, the storytelling, Wiley's plot of the week, and shout-outs to Scott McNeil for voicing Proto Man. I mean, seriously, this was an amazing cartoon from start to finish. Number 2, Mega Man, Super Fighting Robot. Before we get to the number 1 spot, here are a few honorable mentions.
What's behind wheels? Hovercraft, quick! What's behind this control? Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go faster, 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 faster! Moving at speed of sound, quickest hedgehog around. Got ourselves a situation, stuck in a new location. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend.
And my number 1 choice is... Now, I know you gotta be asking yourself, why have I chosen this one? Well, to be perfectly honest, this is my absolute favorite, no questions asked. You had Simon Belmont, you had Kid Icarus, you had Mega Man, you had some serious weird versions of the characters we come to know and love. And shout out to Levi Stubbs, the late great Levi Stubbs, the voice of Mother Brain. This was what I woke up to on Saturday mornings. This is what I wanted to watch. This was it. Captain N, the Game Master, is my number 1 pick. Because who didn't want to be like Captain N growing up? What was more awesome than living your dream of being a video game hero? Being a video game superstar? And I know Princess Lana wasn't from a video game, but still gotta love her, and she was awesome in her own right. But this is it, number 1, Captain N, the Game Master.
The Game Master.
And that's it for now. That is my top 10 video game cartoon list. I hope you guys have as much fun watching video games and playing video games today as we did back in the old days. And if you can think of any other video game based cartoons that I didn't mention or that might be on your top 10 list, please put them down in the comments below. But for now, this is Kylo the Ness Man saying au revoir.